Yes, people! Welcome back to DNA. I hope you guys are well, wherever it is that you may be around the world. And it is my second stream today. I did bring you that Champions League draw on, which was a success. Massive 9K views as well to everyone that was over there. And also subscribe. We are on the road to 5K subscribers, and we're moving at some mad rates. So if you are new to GK TV, while you're here, please subscribe to the channel. And also, continue to smash that like button. Before we get in and introduce, obviously, you know, some of you know Sophia, and obviously you all know Pies pretty much because you followed him across here as well. And before we get into the breaking news, the latest and breaking news in regards to the deadline bid day for the new buyers, for new buyers that will be, potentially buying Chelsea Football Club moving forward, we have to cue that intro. Yes, people, welcome back to GNA TV. I hope you guys are well, wherever it is you may be around the world. I am here with two special people. One I haven't seen in a very long. Actually, I did see her, but she was at Stamford Bridge and she didn't have the balls to come and say hello to me. So that being Sophia. Sophia, how you doing?
I'm okay, thanks. How have you been?
All good, all good. A little bit up in the air with the whole Chelsea news, but, you know, we move. Hopefully we're going to get some clarity soon. We're going to talk to Sophia in a bit, actually, to find out her thoughts and opinions on who she wants to be the new owners. And as you can see below, CFC Pies is with me as well, not only to go through the latest news, but also to bring us the breaking news as well. And it wasn't a long time ago when you see Pies on here before, but big up to Pies. Pies, how are we doing, my man?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Glad to be back on. So hopefully get some news today, go through the latest. And there's 1 hour left till the deadline. So I'm excited / nervous. I doubt we'll find anything tonight, but over the weekend, we'll probably definitely get some news.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? People were expecting, it feels like that, when you had the player transfers and it has the last hour and your team's heavily involved and you're waiting for that last massive player to be signed. It feels a bit like that, but in the terms of actually getting owners, getting new bidders come in. It's like I'm waiting for that surprise bidder just to come out of nowhere, like Conor McGregor, $5 billion. Hey, there we go. 5 billion, let's go. I was saying like that, but that ain't gonna happen, guys. I'm only joking. But big up the chat. Over 60 of you here already. Thank you very much. Big up to Mike, Orients. We've got Sosa here as well. Johnny's here. We got Jack F here. Owain is here as well. Pradeep says Sophia. Heart. Yep, Sophia is back. Owain is in the house as well. CFC Stephen, big up to you. Says big up to Pies and Jem. Big up to you. Big up to Sultan as well. Says Pies, let's see your face. That is his face. He's Eden Hazard in disguise. Hassan says, "Oh my God, Sophia, back from the dead." It is literally like back from the dead. I know. Tell me about it. Big up to Top Bins.
God, Gem, apparently so we have something already. The well coveted Ricketts family have officially submitted their bid with Ken Griffin. This one's not going to be very well received.
Oh, fuck's sake!
From Matt
already.
North. Yeah. We're going to get a lot of that this hour. There might be a lot of interruptions. I think late bids.
There you go. There's going to be a lot of interruptions from Pies as we speak. And there you go. Breaking news already. The Ricketts family have officially put a bid forward, quoted by Matt Law as well. I'm assuming it'll probably be on Pies' on his Twitter page, which we're going to be going through all very, very soon as well. And as you can see, he's just going to keep firing them. So just stay tuned. A lot could be happening in the next hour, guys. A lot could be happening in the next hour. Big up to Pedro, Amy, Fraser, Ads, NS Sports, QNTV, CFC Times, no Ricketts. I mean, do you know what? We'll start there. I'll come to you, Sophia, in a second. But Pies, the fan base as a majority, the Chelsea fan base, and I'm assuming including yourself, I haven't asked you this question, are praying that it's not the Ricketts families. But when you look at their worth, their net worth, and the other guy, what's his other guy's name that they've got coming on with him?
It's Ken Griffin.
Ken Griffin as well. They've got some ridiculous net worth combined, haven't they? I mean, what's your thoughts on Ricketts, the Ricketts family potentially being Chelsea owners?
Just not good people, to be honest. Their family's been involved in a lot of controversies. And there was that exclusive that came out from the Daily Mail last night where it said that some of the Muslim players or Chelsea's Muslim players won't be comfortable if they get in. And I know it's the father of the guy that's bidding, because you've got Tom Ricketts who's pretty much bidding. He's the one who owns Chicago Cubs, but the whole family's linked anyway. So yeah, I think Chelsea supporters trust and been made aware of it. I just think there's too many big red flags. And the one thing I was a bit worried about is that the Ricketts and Rain Group have a good working relationship already.
I'm glad you said that. I was about to ask you.
But at the same time, then, I think it was also stated that could be like the other bidders could make a thing of that, saying, well, that's, unfair and, it's an advantage. But, you can make cases out of that. So, yeah, I put the hashtags in there.
There you go. 1 minute ago. And he's right here with me right now. So, go on, mate.
No, I mean, to be honest with you, basically what I know of the Ricketts is that when they first joined Chicago Cubs, they spent quite a bit and they won something. But after they won the series, they've been awful ever since. And actually, once they won, they split the team up and started getting funny about wages and stuff. So it's like us winning the Champions League under the Ricketts and then, next summer going, well, actually, Rudiger, you're gone. They split half the team up and try and do it with a different team. That's basically what they did in America, which makes absolutely no sense. There's been a lot of reports about them that just, they're awfully run. The Ricketts obviously own Chicago Cubs, and the Cubs fans I've been reading are not happy with them either. So I think this is the worst possible option out of the Americans that have bidded.
I've had people on here all the way through all of this, and especially one individual. He always super chats. He doesn't say anything else. He just super chats, and he always sends like a $50, $10, $20, just saying no Americans. Literally, that's all he says. # no Americans. Like so many Chelsea fans that just do not want any American owners. There it is, guys. The Ricketts and Ken Griffin officially submitted their bid. Pius, did Matt Law actually say how much? Have you read the article? Did he actually mention?
He just put a tweet out, and also Simon Johnson just basically saying the same thing. Been told, it's been lodged. I mean, we're going to get a lot of this. I think there's still 50 minutes. A lot can happen. Yeah, let's just see. There's the thing is you think how many people that have bid. You've got the Saudis, you've got Bowley, you've got these, you've got potentially Candy, you've got Sir Martin Broughton and Cohen. There's maybe the Koreans. There's so many people. There was a TalkSport exclusive that came out as well, saying that some golf-based billionaire was bidding with. Is it Tal Ben Haim, the former Chelsea player, was helping them? Yeah, I mean, so there could be a lot of late twists, but yeah,
John Terry's also involved as well, isn't he? He's trying to get something sorted as well, isn't he? Briefly, but listen, we are going to go through each and every bidder that is involved in Chelsea or has been involved in Chelsea today. And if any more breaking news comes out like this, be sure that Piers will be letting us know as well. But Sophia, why did Ads just remove that question? I was about to even ask you a question. What are your thoughts on the overall situation at Chelsea? Because we haven't spoke about it. I haven't spoke to you in a while. Obviously, you've got the American owners, you've got the likes of Nick Candy, Ted Bowley, the Ricketts families, all of them, and then you've got the Saudi media group as well. What's your overall thoughts on the situation?
To be honest, anyone that has anything to do with Tory parties and Boris Johnson, I'm I don't want them anywhere near my club. End of. I'm perfectly happy with the Saudis. They've released their plan, what they want to do. They like spending their money, but I don't think the English like spending their money when it comes to football owners. I don't know. I find it's always the Saudis, and they will happily splash their cash. I'm happy with that, but I'm all for the Saudis, not for any of the others, and definitely no to the Americans, please. I don't want halftime shows or anything like that. Oh my God.
I hear you. And I think a lot of Chelsea fans air your thoughts as well. And I know I've been on here many times and I've said to people, look, for me, the intentions have to be right. The whole foreign thing, Americans, Saudi Arabians, Turkish, whatever you want, North Koreans, whoever it ends up being, it just needs to be the right individual. And I don't even mean by the short term, because the short term is very easy to impress the fans. Come in, what do you need to do? Spend money. renewed contracts. Like, these are things that I'm expecting any of the new owners that coming in to do to get the fans on side. For me, it's the longevity. It's understanding what their plans are. Are we going to get a new stadium? Like, are they going to keep us elite? There will be moments throughout when they're in control that they may have to make big decisions. How do they deal with them big decisions? And don't get me wrong, Roman was never always say Roman made the right decision all the time, because he didn't. Don't get me wrong, in terms of managers, maybe even certain individual players and stuff, but that were brought in. But at the end of the day, he always tried to put. You could tell his intentions were pure. He always tried to make sure that we were trying or always up at the top of the pedestal, trying to compete with the best teams in the world. We've got lots of no to Ricketts. Matt Law is a snake, is what we've got here. Some people are just not happy with Matt Law these days. Seppa's, big up to you, my guy. Nice to see you in the house. Rodriguez, nice to see you. There's a lot of people that I haven't seen it before. So if you are new, please subscribe, because we're on a road to 5K subscribers, guys. So please subscribe to the channel. Conor McGregor 3 million bid. Sue is what Hassan's saying. That ain't happening, mate. He hasn't got that kind of money. Bowley looks solid, bar in Saudi. Yeah, potentially. Pies is a legend. He is a legend. Pies,
Thank
who
you.
is that? Sorry, mate.
I just said thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Pies, who is the ideal for Chelsea? A rich owner or a non-controversial owner?
Well, ideally the non-controversial owner, but I mean, even the Bowley bid, right? Who they seem to be talked about among the Saudis. I mean, the Bowley bid, there's been claims with Hans-Jörg Weiss, who's done stuff in the past, supposedly. No billionaire for me is going to be squeaky clean. So I mean, also he's got a Spurs fan on board, which isn't really ideal. I mean, ideally you want someone non-controversial, but I don't think anyone's going to be squeaky clean.
Cav, my boy, big up to him, Alexis. This is Pies and Jim to buy Chelsea. We could do that, and we can get Sophia to be the negotiator, the new negotiator, like the Marina job. How about that one?
I don't mind. I'm good at I'm good at words and negotiating. I work in the right place for it.
There you go, guys. There you go. Super chats to raise the money for the purchase of the. Keep throwing in them $200. They're gonna need to do 1 million of them, man. It's more than that, actually, for us to even think about buying Chelsea. Big up to everyone though that's in the chat as always. Obviously, there you go. There's a little bit of news on the Ricketts family. We are going to sort of delve into Pies' timeline, shall we say, on Twitter. Really, just go through some of the things that have came out today. And like we said, any breaking news at the time we'll bring into it as well. But I want to start with this talk with Matt Law, because he's sort of been very on the opposite. Like, he seems to feel very confident that it's going to be an American. Every time the Saudi media group are mentioned, and he mentioned Nizar Kinsella, didn't he? I think it might have been today or yesterday where he said that he's got good contacts, etc., etc. However, and he says, I personally haven't been able to find out too much on Saudi bid. The red flag on a Saudi bid is politically even if they had no government ties. Would that be seen as a problem? And secondly, proving that there's no involvement with Newcastle would be difficult. Now, you hear that, Pies, and then on the flip side, you're hearing other tweets coming out saying that people like the UK government would invite a bid from Saudi Arabia, because they have great relationships with them for other means, etc., and the whole thing of trying to get a quick fix, like a fast track bid sorted, is not an issue. Like, in terms of like the Americans, for example, because of the Western connection, they seem to think it'll be easier to push for a bid. But in terms of the Saudi guys, it seems like we're getting sort of mixed emotions from either from Matt Law or from Nizar Kinsella and other individuals. I mean, what's your thoughts on all of this?
It's been an interesting one, because a lot of people saying, "Oh, Matt Law, shut up, you don't know anything." Like, for me, he's our top reporter, no matter what. However, in this situation, I mean, Nizar's clearly not wrong. So it's been a bit weird how Matt Law can't seem to confirm it. I mean, he was saying on the podcast, Nizar's got good sources, but I think it's complicated, and it may well be complicated, but at least acknowledge they're going to put a bid in. And he doesn't seem to want to put his hat in there. He doesn't want to put his neck out on the line, which is a bit weird, because he just
But why
Yeah,
comment
it's
if you
weird.
don't know? Like he says he
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
confirm, but then
it's
he
weird.
says it wouldn't work. Like, do you get what I mean? He's not really like helping himself in what he's saying. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I know it's weird. But yeah, I mean, he's been so crazy on the Bowley news, like so crazy on it. Like constantly got information on Bowley and his consortium, which is interesting. That's why people saying, "Oh, he's getting paid and stuff." But I just think he's been able to find out more about them. Maybe they've leaked more stuff to him.
Mm.
I don't know. I mean, the Saudis are very private, but the one thing I did notice was that the guy who's heading the bid, Al Khareji, he follows Nizar. And he follows the
Wow,
supporter trust. So I'm guessing
wow.
I'm guessing Nizar's getting his info directly from him in DMs, I'm guessing. So yeah.
Interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. For me, I always do this. I always take bits from everything. I never sort of, even if it's, I know Matt Law is tier one, legit. Nizar Kinsella, you could maybe argue being the same in a different way. But for me, it's very of that you take bits from what they say, because I feel like the problem with Chelsea social media is that when one thing's said, it's very like, oh, that's it. Gospel. They said it. And things can change. And the one thing I would say is that, like, Matt Law probably does know more. Nizar Kinsella probably does know a bit more than what they're probably leading on. They're probably having to sort of spoon feed us with certain information, which I understand, part of parcel of what they do, etc. But it's I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I just by reading from what Matt Loss said, just based on what he thinks of the Saudi group, I just got this feeling that he thinks it won't happen, and there's too much sort of political involvement that will push it or force it away from it happening. That's what I'm getting from him. But then you see Nizar Kinsella who just comments as if to say, like, yeah, their bids are going in, no problem. The government are cool with it. They're welcoming the bid, etc., etc. So I think it's just down to opinion really on what you think is coming in. That big up to Suke, says hashtag fraud law out. Thank you for the donation, bro. As always, he's then going to put a massive $50 donation in. Big up to him, saying hashtag no American owners. Remember I said to you guys about this guy? There he is again. Hashtag, just that's all he says. Hashtag no American owners. Big up to you though. Thank you for the donation to the channel as well, man, my man. Sophia, before we move on from this, what are your thoughts on Matt Law as a Chelsea fan?
Oh, he's an absolute twat. Let's just leave it at that. He just does stuff for like the clickbait and the clout. He's just unbelievable. The fact that now he has to turn off his replies just because he just knows just what an absolute wrong and he is, and doing everything for like the clout is, he can give it out, but he can't take it. And he's just absolutely pathetic. He's just one of the many that are just jumping on the bandwagon. And I mean, all the stuff that yes, ads. I did say to Jem earlier. And just like all the stuff that they've like dug out about all these journalists, it honestly, like this past week has been like the biggest roller coaster like ever. But it has been hilarious. Like all these people calling out these journalists, but it just, to be honest, it just makes me think, how the fuck, like, where did he graduate from, like, to get this job? And like, honestly, my cat can write better stuff than him.
Oh God, Sophia's
Honestly,
actually. I didn't actually know you felt like that towards Matt Law. It's the first time I've heard you say it. Let it out.
I think that the only journalist I like is, well, debatable really, probably that Nizar guy. He's like the only one that is actually fair, like shows no bias, like anything. All the others, the bias is like unreal, the agenda is real, but Nizar is like the only one that has always like ever just stuck to it, no agenda, bias, like anything.
Fair enough. Timo Werner's Secret Services, Jim, we want Arabs so we can party Arabian Nights in London. Can you imagine? I don't even know what sort of refreshments we'd have. Would we have different refreshments? Like, this is what I said about if a Turkish owner took over, like, would we actually get Turkish food as refreshments and stuff? Like, you just don't know. Be interesting stuff. But Matt Law is a fool, still in the living, is what Gary feels. A lot of Chelsea fans don't like him. JJ Bridge, big up to you, my guy, as well. Over 140 of you guys here, though. Make sure you smash the like button, guys. Let's get this over 100 likes as well. Subscribe to the channel as we're on the road to 5K. Follow CFC Pies. It's literally his name on Twitter, so you get all the breaking news. And follow Sophia on Twitter as well. Sophia CFC _ There it is. Follow him. Do it.
I didn't have breaking news, unfortunately.
She don't have breaking news, but
It's still my rant.
She'll give you a rant. That's enough. That's enough. Pies. The next thing I wanted to talk about was the Saudi bid, because we're hearing that they're lodging a 2.7 billion bid. May have done it already. We don't know. We've only got 40 odd minutes left. Sami Mokbel's been quite consistent on the Saudi news as well, I would say, along with Nizar Kinsella. If this is true, and this is, say, the biggest bid put forward, if you're Rain Group, do you accept the biggest bid, or do you think there's categories to what's required to take over Chelsea?
Well, I think the biggest bid will be important because, I mean, it shows really big intention, obviously. It shows, first of all, you've got a lot of money. But secondly, the ultimate thing to decide it all is, what is your plan for Chelsea? Who has the best overall plan? Who can take the club forward, not only financially, but the stadium redevelopment will be important. And obviously, even things like the academy, the women's team will be important. Chelsea's not just the men's team, it's the overall package. We're a huge club. So, yeah, I think there'll be multiple factors that are taken into account when deciding.
Fair enough. There was also, we'll come back to that in a second, to your page quickly. There was also this comment that came up earlier on as well in regards to who they think are the front runners. Obviously, when it comes to Rain Group, we're being told that they should potentially be picking 3 to 4 potential runners. But what they're saying is what London Football's saying is that they believe that Saudi Media Group, Bowley, Viss and Goldstein consortiums are the front runners for these bids. Now, do you feel that's true, Pies? Do you feel that may be the case? Or do you think we just have to wait and see if any later bids come in the next 40 minutes from what you've read up to now?
I don't know, man. It's so hard to tell. I think they're not going to take 2. I think it was like 3 or 4. Yeah, I don't know. There's still something that's a bit worrying for me about the Saudis, in the fact that I just think it will take quite a long process to get done. But I mean, at the same time, didn't Bruce Buck say the other week? I'm not taking his word, by the way, because he's just a clown. But pretty sure he said the other week that they have enough funds to finish the season. So I don't really know why they want a quick sale and stuff like this.
What, Chelsea have enough funds to the end of the season?
Supposedly, yeah, to complete the season. Yeah, pretty sure he said that. I checked up on it with CFC Daily, and he said, yeah, but I wouldn't take Bruce Buck's word for it. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. It's so hard to tell, bro. Even through social media, I don't know, man.
Well, what I want to do quickly is just individually go through who we have been linked with and think about what maybe be the pros and what may be the cons of these individuals taking over the football club. And I want to start with the Saudi Media Group. And obviously, there's been a lot of good intentions over the from what we've read into them, is that they want to come in, they want to spend, they want to keep us, they want to sort the stadium out. You can see, you just know with Saudis that if you need something or you need an area sorted within the club, they're just the kind of people just to get it done. Long-term projects, again, I think you're going to have to hold reservations against that with all of them, because it's not something we will see straight away. But in terms of what they could bring, the other thing I read about Saudi Group being interested, Pies, was the fact that the sponsoring's being suspended. They feel that they can go out and get better sponsors across the world than what we currently have in Free and Hyundai, is what I've heard anyway as well, which is something which is quite interesting from their perspective. But
I'm sorry, but who are 3? I don't recognize who are 3.
Well, I don't know. I turned that inside out, so that's how I'm wearing my shirts at the moment.
I'm not wearing my Chelsea shirt with 3 on until they just do a bye. They disowned. Sorry, I'm gonna wear my Kai Havertz top or my Chelsea jumping out. But yeah,
I'm gonna wear my shirts inside out. I'm going to the Brentford game on 2nd of April. Tickets came through the other day, actually. So, yeah, I'm just debating whether to actually wear the kit or not wear it, because it looks a bit stupid walking around with it inside out. So, I don't know if that's...
if I'm working that day, I work near Brentford. You should come and say hi.
Yeah, it's at home, not at Brentford. We're playing. It's at Stamford Bridge. It's at Stamford Bridge.
Oh shit.
But yeah, going back to them. I mean, is there any? I mean, there's a lot of pros to them. Is there any real cons? Is there anything we should really be worried about of them? And I know there's a lot of talks about the links to the government and the royal family out there. Do we want the same issue in the long term when you think about all this stuff that's going on in Yemen and stuff like that? But I don't think there is many cons, is there? I mean, I'll ask both of you: is there anything that should turn you away from Saudi media group taking over this football club?
No, not really. Unless they're found to be like, you know, horrific people, then no, not really.
The thing
by the
is
way,
no, sorry, continue.
no, I'd say
I do my rant in a minute.
Nick Candy has officially joined with the South Korean firm, by the way.
Wow. Is that breaking news on your thing again? Is it?
Yeah.
Let's get that up as well.
I told you it's going to be mental.
Well, we can. I'm going to go back to what we were saying anyway. But we was going to go to Nick Candy next anyway. But Sophia, go on. But what was you going to say?
The thing that's just annoying me is I see so many people just instantly stereotyping them. And that's just the reason why they don't want them. Oh, because they're Saudi Arabian. And I'm just like, they're just stereotyping them. For like, and I'm just, it's like, come on. Like, you cannot fucking stereotype every single person that is Saudi Arabian. It's actually like ridiculous.
Oh, Rodrigo is one of the panelists that comes on it. But yeah, go on.
But like, you know, all these dodgy English people like Nick Candy, for example, that's, you know, latching onto every single person that, you know, wants to put a bid in because he can't afford to do it himself. Why do they want him? Like, honestly,
I don't know. But we are going to talk a bit about Nick Candy because that was the next individual I wanted to get into. And obviously, CFC Matty, big up to you as well. He puts out saying, Nick Candy spokesman says, I can confirm that the two South Korean firms, Hana Financial Group and CP Sports Group, are a significant part of Mr. Candy's global consortium of investors. PIES. This CMP Sports Group are based in Fulham, right? From what I understand.
Yeah, they are, but it's the Hana who have got a ton of money.
It's the Hana that have got a ton of money.
Yeah.
All right, okay. Which are is that the North Korean lady we saw earlier today?
Yeah, I believe she's CEO of both companies or groups. I'm quite confused, but I think it's mainly the Hana one because I did a tweet earlier when I first tweeted about it, and yeah, they've got like 430 billion in assets or something.
Wow.
Which, I mean, technically would put us just probably behind, I mean, I don't know, yeah, probably behind Newcastle and that'd be it. But, I mean, assets is different to net worth. Like, their net worth's like 10 billion, but assets, they've got like 400 and something billion, which is mental. So I don't really know how the financials work, but yeah.
Yeah.
Certainly interesting.
It is certainly interesting. And obviously, Nick Candy, and we're going to talk about him as an individual in a second, but I just want to go through these super chats. Sasuke says, are we seriously saying we could let a effing Tottenham fan to own our club? I'd rather we go to administration, no Tottenham fan. He's talking about Bowley, isn't he? And the other guy, what's the other guy's name? I remember the guy in London that he's brought on with him as a partner. Big up to you, Sasuke. Thank you for that donation. Yeah, we don't want any owners that are Tottenham fans, really. I mean, look at Tottenham and how they run. You know what I mean? We don't need that. We don't need that in our life, you know. Rodrigo Rogers, thank you for the donation. Says, I pray to every god we don't get that. Spurs fan said the same thing as what Suzuki said up there. But Sophia, Nick Candy, have you? I mean, I know you've been busy, but what are your thoughts on him as an owner?
I mean, the only thing that I've sort of read, you know, okay, married to, you know, the good-looking girl from Neighbours. Forgot her name. That's the only thing I probably know him for. But the fact that he just has that really like slimy sort of, you know, like rubbing shoulders with Boris Johnson, and it's like, you know, he just wants to kiss Boris Johnson's ass so he can get, you know, the #1 club in London and in England. Yeah. No, to me, he just has something like really dodgy. I don't know what it is, but I mean, the fact that now he's every day he's joining up with someone different. It's like, no.
Yeah, and I agree with that. I think I hear what you say.
Wow,
I think
Jem.
go
I
on,
was just
Pies.
gonna say, you need to check CFC Daily's page. So you know the Ricketts,
Yeah.
they'd obviously been having some claims against them, and it looks like they've got the original author to delete one of the articles. And CFC Daily has a screenshot of before what it said, and then after, and it's like you can't find the page. Like it seems like they're trying to delete accusations against them.
Sorry, guys. We're going to go to and from, as you can see. We was talking Nick Candy. We'll come back to him in a second. We're going to
This
fly over.
was very interesting. If that's
We're
true.
going to fly over to the Ricketts family
I see
and
it.
what
You
CFC
look at
Daily
that.
said here as well. So what's going on here? Good job. I screenshotted the original source, and then it says ChicagoTribune.com is now unable to be found whatsoever. And then it says on the right here, it says a column focus on anti-Asian hate crimes brings renewed attention to Todd Ricketts' use of an anti-Asian expression. And then it says the renewed focus on anti-Asian violence in recent days prompted several readers to remind me that Todd Ricketts, a part owner of Chicago Cubs and a major fundraiser for former President Donald Trump, was
Oh my
using the
God,
racist
that like
term,
says it all.
Kung Flu to describe COVID-19 even before Trump himself.
These little slimes, man. They're trying to get articles deleted. These little slimes. That's disgusting.
Are they doing that to try and put themselves in a better light? And I was, you know
Yeah.
what? We've come to the Ricketts family. Everyone wants to talk about them because it's just. Is there any positives, Pies, from the Ricketts family?
No, I don't want. No one wants them. Like even Ken Griffin has a load of money, but he's got accusations that he beat his wife or something. So I mean, that's great. Like, it's just ridiculous.
We don't need that attention here, do we? We really don't need that sort of
Stupid.
heat. Yeah, all I've heard is shit when it comes to the Ricketts family. I'm not going to lie. I just think that they don't really. I think for what worries me is their connection to Rain Group. That's literally it. But I just don't feel that they are, even though because there was one. I'll tell you what. There was one little positive article that came out about them, and it was talking about them being sports owners and understanding the industry, and they invest money hard on making sure that their teams are at the top of the level. Investment in stadiums is something they would do, etc., etc. They have the money, Pies. It's not like they don't have money. They have a lot of it, and they will spend it. But it's just that image of an owner that you just don't. It just turns you away completely, doesn't it? When you look at
I
it.
don't know if they will, man. To be honest, because as I said, I think when they first joined the Cubs, they spent quite a lot. But then after, I think that was one of the Cubs fans' main complaints is that they stopped spending money. So, yeah.
Sixers and Devils owner Joshua Harris will be one of the parties who have submitted an offer to buy Chelsea FC. Listen, there's about 200. Is it 200 different offers? They said plus from different people. It's mad. You could have so many different offers. It's actually having serious offers, guys, which is what we're trying to understand. But Sophia, what are you going to say?
No, I'm just like, what? I mean, to be honest, I can dream, but just if one of them was like Vince McMahon, mate, that would like make my day. But if the Khan family can have, Fulham, come on. But that's just me. I can dream.
You want Vince McMahon, the wrestler, to take over Chelsea Football Club. He's even got money.
Imagine, man.
He probably has, to be fair. One up from the Ricketts family is fuck's sake, CFC, mate. Everyone's just coming from in the chat. Big up to Deal CFC in the house as well. Nearly over 180 of you guys here. Make sure we get them likes up. We need to get them likes up, over 100 likes. Subscribe, please, to the channel as well. We're on our road to 5K subscribers. We are bringing you breaking news as we speak. We're kind of trying to stay on topic, but every time we talk about one thing, Pies is bang, you find something else. And to be honest, I did tell him to do that because we want to talk about the breaking as it comes in, but not any real good news around the Ricketts family. I will be very surprised if Roman Abramovich is leading this as well behind closed doors with Rain Group. I'd be very surprised if Roman Abramovich himself picks these lot, or even says, yeah, Ricketts family, out of all of the bidders that are involved here as well. They talk about Vince McMahon now because he used to feel. Look, what's going on
Sorry.
here? We can't have
I'm
racist
stopping for WrestleMania.
Islamophobes and our club, the Ricketts, can F off. And you're right, because apparently some of the players have came out, the likes of Rudiger and Golo Kante, Malang Sarr, Mendy. I think there's a couple more in there as well, I might have missed out on, that are feeling very uncomfortable in the idea of the Ricketts family being owners based upon their history themselves. Big up to Johnny in the house, says Matt Law tweeted our minerals 3 billion bid. Big up to you, my guy. Gem check.
Honestly, like I would fight anyone that like upsets Kante. So let's just leave it at that.
We all would. Who's ES Grimes, Pies? Who is that?
Oh, it's a woman actually. She's very not hit and miss. She does know her stuff, and but she tweets a lot of stuff. But actually, she's been quite good on the ownership stuff. She basically saying that Saudis were leading. And there was a couple of other things that she said in advance. Can't quite remember. I've just been following so many sources, but yeah, she does know her stuff.
So she put a comment here saying, before CFC South started, I tweeted Bowley and co faves. Since Saudi MBS Group submitted a bid, they're leading the race till now. Talks under colleagues in our break. Leading the race nowadays means nothing. UK Gov pushing too hard for Bowley and co to win this game.
Yeah,
again, I just think it's you take it what you know, take what you want from it. You know, we can go on to we'll go back to Nick Candy in a bit, but we can go on to the Bowleys, onto Bowley and Viss and co, should we say? Positives. I mean, I look at Bowley and I think to myself, you know, he talks a good game. I've watched a couple of clips of him. We know that he owns the Dodgers, or part owns, so he's a shareholder in the Dodgers as well. He seems to know his stuff when it comes to football. He seems to know the passion. He seems to understand it. What worries me with him is having an 87-year-old Swiss person, I don't know how to say it, Swiss billionaire, who you don't really know, and that sounds really horrible, but you don't really know how long he's going to be around for. So what happens? What happens if he goes and he's one of the partners? You know, I know they've got a third partner involved, which is meant to be, I've got his name now, a guy in London who's a Tottenham fan as well, who are sort of combining their efforts to try and get this bid across. But in terms of negatives, is the negative only that they're Spurs fans, Pies, or is there more negatives when it comes to Todd Bowley when you look at him?
I don't think Bowley is as such. It's the Jonathan Goldstein guy who's publicly commented that he's a lifelong, by the way, and committed Spurs fan, I think was the quote, which is quite interesting. So, yeah, I mean, I know Bowley did try to buy either Spurs or Tottenham in 2019. So maybe he had this Goldstein involved, and since then, this Goldstein just quite liked Spurs. I don't know, but maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, it's just so much to take in, isn't it? Like literally half of the time, I'm just like, I don't know. I really don't know what's going to happen. Like honestly, it's a madness at the moment as well. Big up to Suitcases. It feels like an election night here in the US. LOL. Big up to him for the donation. What were people saying in the chat? Breaking news: Saudis are leading. Well, we're hoping so. Dylan, one of my boys, says, question to all of the panel: who do you want in charge out of all the offers so far? I think everyone here could probably agree Saudis. As a short, quick answer, it's got to be Saudis, isn't it?
Yeah,
Saudis, yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I don't think there is a favourite. I don't think there's any front runners yet. But the next question I would probably ask you again, Piers, is now the deadline day is here and the bids are probably all coming in thick and fast. How quick will it be for Rain Group to turn around the decision? Like, do you think this could be sorted out within a week, or do you think this is going to take a little bit longer for them to go through?
Oh, sorry, I'm just laughing at what Nick Candy's named his consortium, the Blue Football Consortium. Oh, this guy's trying so hard.
He hasn't, is he? Oh my god!
The Blue Football Consortium. Oh,
What the
he's
fuck?
trying so hard.
He also said on Sky Sports, he's like,
That sounds like one
He's
of those, like,
100% going to win, isn't he? Now everyone's trolling him, for fuck's sake.
No, but he's trying to do all the right things to be. God
The
bless,
blue
bless him, man. He hasn't even got
football
that kind of money like the others. But he's found some rich billionaire, and he's like trying all of the. And he's a Chelsea fan, isn't he? He's a Chelsea
Oh,
that
fan.
sounds like one of those, like,
I'm crying.
unlicensed teams you get on, like, FIFA or something.
Someone put it sounds like a rejected Spotify podcast.
That's like JLS. What's going on here,
The
man?
blue
That's a
football
bit JLS.
consortium. Oh.
What was I just saying? I've gone blank.
About the process with rain. Yeah, I think it depends on the individual party. I think was it the Premier League said the quickest they ever done one was 10 days. So I mean, it could go through quickly. It just depends on the party, and I think obviously that's being played into the decision is how quick can you get this done. All the comments are ripping this candy.
Listen, the comments are off one. There's over 200 people here all ripping into this as well. It's official. Chelsea is finished. American owners, that is a Spurs fan. My money will not go to them. It's what Cyrus is saying as well. Matt Law's tweeted again. Apparently, Piers, you want to check that out? Apparently, he's just tweeted something. See, I don't know how to feel with the Saudis. I'm like the only Chelsea fan that questions having Saudis in charge. What are your questions, Dylan? I want to know. Because we were talking about what are the pros and cons. What are the cons for you? Let us know in the chat. Be interested to know. Chelsea have accepted a bid from the Saudi media. The deal has been finalised in the last few minutes. Welcome to Chelsea. That's Mason Gaming. Probably hoping more than anything, shall I say. What's Nick Candy? Yeah, I know. Matty's saying, for fuck's sake, Nick Candy. Apparently the government picks our owners. That's not true. I don't think that's the case. Matt Law has been on the American payroll, is what Chelsea 2012 is saying as well. Sophia, I mean, we are talking a lot about breaking news and bids, and we're going to come back to that because we still need to talk about, we'll go probably back to Nick Candy in a second. But you're slightly annoyed by, obviously, we've got a game tomorrow, and we are doing a stream for that tomorrow, guys. Around 3 p.m. tomorrow, we'll be doing the preview for the Middlesbrough game just before the game kicks off. So make sure that you're around for that as well. But in terms of Middlesbrough and their tweets, because I know it annoyed you, didn't it? It annoyed you. So what is it? What is it? Let's get it up. Let's get it up. Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough. Here we are. I found it straight away. So, Middlesbrough have come out and basically, before the game against Chelsea, have commented by saying, on behalf of all the people of Middlesbrough and Teesside, Borough will donate our share of the gate receipts from tomorrow's Emirates tie against Chelsea to the humanitarian aid in Ukraine. What is wrong with that for you?
It's a PR stunt. They knew what they were doing. The fact that, this isn't their first game that they've played since what's happened, with Russia and in Ukraine, but because it's against Chelsea, what do? Because they know that Chelsea can't do anything, so they're making us look even worse. They're jumping on, this massive agenda bandwagon that everyone has against us, trying to make them look good.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm sorry, you could be doing more. You should have donated at the start. So why are you choosing now?
I get what you're saying. You're saying the timing is what's the issue with it.
It's
not the fact that they're doing it.
PR stuff.
Yeah.
If they really wanted to do something, they would have done it at the start. There are plenty of teams that are doing stuff, but they're not, tweeting. There's plenty of people doing stuff that aren't tweeting it.
I think it's very hard to be a Chelsea fan at the moment. A lot of people find it very hard to answer certain questions or say certain things because it's like, oh, you're against Ukraine, but it's not. Certain things do feel, from what I've seen, quite...
I have nothing against the gesture, but just the timing of it and the fact that they're doing it against Chelsea because they know that we can't do anything or donate anything because, all of our money assets are frozen. That's why they're trying so hard to be the bigger club.
Yeah, I hear that. Piers, what do you think of this? Do you think it's a bit of a PR stunt or do you feel like, do you hear what Sophia's saying about it?
Yeah, I don't know with clubs, man. It's so hard to really tell their true intentions, to be honest. Yeah, it's a difficult one to judge. I don't really want to judge it, to be honest.
Yeah,
It's one of those
yeah.
ones, isn't it? Just rather just see the
Just-
tweet, move on.
yeah, 100%, 100% on that one. You know what? In regards to this as well, what Dills is saying, says, what's the news on John Terry's bid? I
Oh my
mean,
god, not his NFTs.
is there any more news since this morning on John Terry's in it? What was it he was trying to raise in the regions of?
He's trying to have a 10% stake in the club, but don't think that's going to happen, to be honest with you. Like, I think that would be kind of like you'd get new owners, or then they'd join with the 10% stake, or so. I don't know how that would work. It was a weird rumor. It was not even a rumor; it was confirmed. But yeah,
I was like, he's gonna have us like sponsored by Bitcoin or something.
I'm laughing at this what Pies put out about the Blue Football Consortium. People were commenting like, "Fuck on this." They're like, "Go away, you Tory prick!" I can't be saying that, guys. Can't be saying that. What is wrong with them? The only problem I have with the Saudis is box standard. They all have the money, but that money goes a long way. I want someone who knows about Chelsea and cares about the club with passion. Then in that case, you want Nick Candy. He's the only one that supports Chelsea, other than the Saudi guy, innit? The Saudi guy supports Chelsea as well.
Yeah, one of the Saudi guys, right? He has like a selfie inside Stamford Bridge.
I hear you. I hear what you're saying, Dylan. I just think there's pros and cons for all of them. It's just, again, it falls to preference. Most people don't want Americans. Most people want Saudis. Some maybe don't want Saudis like you and want someone that has
well,
the right.
the guy is a Chelsea fan though, who heads it, so he knows about the club. Yeah, he's a Chelsea fan.
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
All right.
I know he is. I've seen it. Yeah, his
I
kids
thought that comment was arguing like he just thought they had money or something, and not about the passion. Like, they have everything from what we've seen.
The thing is, and I think we need to move away from the whole passion thing. Don't get me wrong. I think the way football's going at the moment, it's consortiums. You know, you might have one with passion, the other two might not. It might just be financial for them. Do you know what I mean? Like, look at Man City. I don't really think they have passions from their owners, but their owners spend right, and they're aggressive in their spending. You know, like, I think this whole thing of the way Roman was, I think people need to understand that it's not going to be. We can't do that. It's not going to be like that. And some people think with Nick Candy, and we'll go back to him now, is like they feel that might be the case. Like, you know, he'll come in and he's like Chelsea through and through. He's got, you know, he'll have our best intentions. He'll care about the club. He's emotionally attached to it. I don't know, man. I think it's hard. I'd rather have someone that's going to have the right intentions and invest in the club than have someone that hasn't got the money but has the emotions, but then is lending money off people, which ain't his money, which is what he's doing. He's kind of like, you know, taking big chunks of money off of North Korean company. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. Like I said, it falls to preference, guys. It definitely falls to preference. Lee Bell says, Jim, the only con I see.
Can I just say this one about the Haaland to Man City? I bet the people that, you know, want him to go to Man City are probably the same people that are like, oh my gosh, you know, Bundesliga is a fraud league, it's a farmers league, or the Bundesliga tags. I bet they are the same people that call it a fraudulent league.
I don't want to get into this Haaland thing too much, but we made a mistake with Lukaku and we should have got Haaland. But that's what I'm going to say. That is literally what I'm going to say. That's what I'm going to say. That's my Borussia Dortmund's run. Yeah, but you can give him to your baby Chelsea, can't you? You know, it's not bad. You like Dortmund, you like Chelsea. It's a win-win for you, you know. Sasuke says, fuck Middlesbrough. Fair enough, bro. Thanks for the donation. Breaking is from what Lad Dylan said. It said the Saudi media bid has been accepted. The bid is though to be worth roughly 3 billion. Confirmation expected in the next week. I don't think Pies that can be true, right? They can't be turning around answers that quick, surely. And who said that?
No, I think it was I think that was a troll account.
No, that's Dylan. I know this guy. Dylan, who said this?
No.
Oh, it's fake. It's fake. Oh, sorry.
It's fake.
Oh, right. Sorry.
I'm not saying he's a troll. I'm saying like.
Oh, right. I thought you said.
My Apple Watch, my heart rate is probably like this, right?
Oh God. I miss so many of these chats as well. I'm trying to get some. What about Muslim Bayrak? The guy was meant to have flown to Chelsea on the day we got sanctioned and got pissed off with the government, and then. I don't know, and then just disappeared. Pies. Where has he been since? Apparently, he's putting a little lodging, a bid behind closed doors for today to put forward. But I've not heard anything from Musin. I just felt like he used it for PR a bit.
Yesterday, I think he spoke to BBC Turkey and was saying that he's gonna launch a bid, but I don't know about this, guys. Yeah, um, I don't know. He's been a bit weird. Like I thought at first he was serious, and then I think he does have some relation with Abramovich, but I don't know how far that gets you. And he certainly isn't, obviously the richest person. You can't really find much details actually about him, which can be either good or bad. And at the same time, like he talks a lot about he just wants to do it for Turkey and this and that. So I don't know.
I mean, I'm Turkish anyway, and like I know Musin anyway, and I know him. Like, yeah, he's my mate. 'Cause you know what's funny, right? The day before Musin put the bid in, right?
I
It was
was about to
funny.
say,
Yeah?
like, Jem, are you like part of his like?
Do you know what happened? This is funny, right? Me and Dubois was talking on Twitter, and they was talking about like Americans taking over and that. And I wrote a comment saying, "I'll make a call to one of my Turkish billionaires, and I'll get them to put a bid in." Yeah, and then the next day, out the blue, this Muslim Bayrak billionaire just popped up saying he's putting in a bid, and everyone was just messaging me saying, "Did you just call someone from Turkey? Like, is he serious? Like, what the hell? Like, have you just saved the football club?" Like, it was so random. It was literally a day after I said I'm going to call a Turkish billionaire. I didn't even know that
I'm gonna
this
keep my
was
eye on
coming
you.
anyway. It's mad. It was mad. It was mad. Nick Candy sounds like a cartoon character, is what Ads is saying as well. He does, doesn't it? Pies, look at CFC Daily's new tweet. Let's have a look.
Is it more about the Ricketts probably?
No, it's the same, isn't it? I don't think there is anything. It's only
Yes, keep away. Things you'll find in Joe Ricketts leaked emails, anti-Muslim rants, conspiracy theories about Obama, Ricketts laughing at jokes about racial slurs and the death of people of colour.
oh, and that is from Yahoo Sport, right?
And also, I was going to say, I think he's quoted something, or
Let's get
yeah,
him up.
he has quoted something from Brian Wolf, who is someone who is in America. He's clearly a part of some sort. Yeah, you can see there, Baku Brian, the next Chelsea fan forum meeting.
So the next Chelsea fans forum meeting is Monday. I will be raising the global concerns over this bid. Bruce Buck and the rest of the club attendees and forum members, I'll update you all after the meeting. Who's Baku Brian? Chelsea Chicago. Vice chairman at West We Are the Shed. I don't even know this guy. I'm not going to lie. I've been told because he's done that based upon Simon Johnson's comments. I've been told the bid for CFC from the Ricketts family, Ken Griffin, is now officially been lodged, which is what we spoke about earlier. And that's what he's referring to, isn't he? The next Chelsea fan forum meeting is Monday. I will be raising the global concerns over the bid. So he's going there to basically cement the Ricketts away from Chelsea being owned by them. I reckon. I think that's what he's doing. So good on him if he is going over and having the global meeting. Thank you very much. But going back to this quickly with the Ricketts, it says keep away, and then it says here, Yahoo Sports MLB has come out saying things you'll find in Joe Ricketts' leaked emails, anti-Muslim rants, conspiracy theories about Barack Obama, Ricketts laughing at jokes about racial slurs and the deaths of the people of color. He's just racist, isn't he? Let's just be serious. He's racist. You can't have an owner that's racist at Chelsea, surely. Like I don't even know why we'd even entertain an individual that has this kind of background anyway. I really don't. All right, he might have the money, but so do the Saudis. So does the others that are getting involved as well. So I just find it a bit weird that we're just still at this point. Jim is part of the consortium. Yeah, I wished. 5 more minutes remaining until deadline. Now we've got 4 more minutes actually left, and not much has happened, Pies, is it? Other than that, we know that the Ricketts have put an official bid. Could we expect more after this 9 o'clock period?
Yeah,
maybe?
potentially some leaks might come out. I guess not everything will be public, but I'm guessing there'll be definitely more news. Hopefully.
Yeah, no, I hear you. So let's go back to your timeline anyway, because it's worth going through it on the day and just while we're waiting for some more breaking news, just go through bits and bobs. Obviously, we know Chelsea have got Real Madrid, and then either Man City and Atletico, and then the potentials of probably Liverpool and Bayern Munich as a run. Just a quick word on that, because I haven't spoke to you about it. Pies, can Chelsea still defend that Champions League, or is this
Well, we're
no?
gonna have to do it the hard way this time, that's for sure.
Mm.
Not that last year wasn't hard, but I mean this, you've got Real Madrid, then probably Manchester City. So yeah, it's going to be very, very hard. Even Atletico, if they get through, like it's such a horrible team to play against. So especially with fans back now and things. So I mean, yeah, and then Liverpool and Bayern on the other side, I expect to be the other semi-final. So it's going to be very, very difficult to
Who
get
do you
to the
think makes the
final.
final? Who do you think makes the final?
Um, you know what? I'll back us. I'll back us to get there only because the second leg, if we play Man City, which I imagine we will, albeit at Stamford Bridge, and I think we
Mm.
can get a result at the Etihad, to be honest. And then I see I'm so torn between Liverpool and Bayern because they're both awful defensively. I think that's usually who outscores each other, to be perfectly honest with you. And that's a
Yeah,
50-50. You know what? I might go Bayern just because I think of experience. So
fair enough.
Chelsea Bayern final, 10 years on from the last one.
And then we go to the 84th minute, they score, and then in the 90th minute, Kai Havertz scores a header, and we win on penalties.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. Sophia, Champions League draw for Chelsea. What was your thoughts on that?
I think, well, Real Madrid aren't the same Real Madrid they were like 2-3 years ago. So, I mean, the only sort of one to look out for, Benzema, possibly Modric, but I think they can easily be beaten.
What about Man City after?
I think that'll be easy.
Wow.
Definitely.
Why? We've not beaten them this season.
Like, Guardiola has never been the same since we beat them in the final.
You could argue that. I mean, yeah, I hear you. But they have got two up on us at the moment. I mean, we did beat them 3 times in a row, so maybe it's our turn to beat them 2 times in a row now.
And because everything goes Liverpool's way, so we already know. You know what I mean? If it's Chelsea, Liverpool against each other, everything goes Liverpool's way. So I would think if it is a final again, I would say Chelsea Bayern, because Bayern, they're not, they don't need the league's help. They don't need like the DFB's help. But Liverpool, they seem to need every single, official's help. So
Yeah, I hear you.
it'll be a more fair game if it's Chelsea Bayern Munich. Let's just
It'll
put
be
it that
more
way.
of a scary game. I mean, Bayern Munich have scored 30 goals in the Champions League. They've scored more goals than any other team in the tournament. Chelsea have scored 17 and conceded 5. So, there's a lot of, I don't know. Bayern Munich, I still think of Bayern Munich. You've got to be careful. They've got good players and they can, on their day, beat everyone, to be honest, in my opinion. Some people think it might be a Bayern Man City final. Could happen. Could be Chelsea Bayern. I'm still backing us. I think if N'Golo Kante and Thiago Silva, Mendy and Havertz, who's on form, just do what they do, then I think we've got a chance. I still do think we've got a chance. I always think we've got a chance with Chelsea.
I mean, look what happened the last time all the odds were against us.
Exactly. And then we always play better when the odds are against us as well. That's very true. Nizar said Saudi bid is being finalised and will be ready for deadline. When did he say that? He said that a little while ago, didn't he?
2 hours ago, so I assume it's in.
Yeah.
So.
What about this, Pies? Because obviously this is something you put up 6 hours ago, and obviously we've heard that Nick.
I'm going to need some blood pressure medication after this.
We hear that Nick Candy's bought these on as a part of the consortium. CP Sports Group and Hannah Financial Group are bidding. Catalina Kim, CP and CEO, we are preparing our bid. There has never been an investment into a top-tier football club made by South Korean capital before. It is time for a change. And then obviously you put comments down here saying that her net worth's 10.7 billion, but her assets in terms of what she owes 423 billion. Believe me now. It's mad. They are teaming up with CP Sports Group, who are a sports company based on Fulham Road. I don't know. Could Nick Candy find himself as a front runner with this lady behind him and the kind of money that she has? Because when you think about stadium, when you think about the investment that we're probably going to need for the next 10 years, you're going to need someone with some serious dough. For me, if she
Is she going to be our new Marina?
she comes in. She's just going to be the financial backing. I don't think she has any clue about Chelsea Football Club. I think she's just going to go, Nick Candy, you know everything about the ins and outs of the clubs. You know, let us know if money's required, where we need to be competitive, and we'll fund it.
It's going to be our sugar mummy.
She'll be our sugar mummy. Is that a real good way of putting it, Pies? She could be our sugar mummy owner.
Suppose so. Yeah, I suppose so.
Is the Saudi bid in or what? Well, we don't know yet.
It's not been confirmed. Yeah.
It's not been confirmed yet, so we're still waiting for confirms on that. Breaking news: Tim's has officially submitted a bid. Source, trust me, bro.
Took Lukaku
down. Bids closed. Only time will tell now. Yeah, I don't think we'll hear much of it tonight. You might hear some leaks of tomorrow of bids coming in late, etc., etc. And then I think people need to keep their ears open for next week. Obviously, you heard that there's a meeting on Monday, and probably to discuss with all of the people involved in Chelsea the what's going on, the situation, the bids that come in, etc., etc. It's going to be an interesting week at Chelsea Football Club. And at the end of the day, I just love seeing rivals crying, because the amount of rivals that have been banging on saying that we're going to go into administration, that we're now never going to win. I had Arsenal fans texting and messaging me telling me that we ain't going to win another trophy for 10 years now. Like, it's done. Like, it's game over.
I've had Man United fans telling me that, and I'm like, sorry, who are you? Cannot hear you from the Champions League.
No, they suit Europa League football, them lot, so they can't even talk, to be honest, but it is what it is. Will Wayne Group actually show who has bidded? I don't know if they can do that, players, can they? I think that's something that's probably confidential.
No, yeah, it would just be down to leaks in the media.
Have we look at Daily Quote tweeted earlier from the Korean Sun? They are football people. I didn't know that. Is that true? They're football people, these lot.
Yeah. I think there's some sort of argument to be made about conflict of interest, because this woman is actually an agent. She's done business with Real Madrid, Spurs, Barca. So, like, there's an argument there that you can't really be involved in that and own a football club.
And a football club, you know, as well.
So it's yeah.
Okay, fair enough. CFC Daily's comment saying bid closed 4 minutes ago. There is also something else that he's put up in regards to the Chicago Tribune. He's saying no other team is professional sports is as intertwined with Donald Trump administration as the clubs, from co-owner board members Todd Ricketts serving as the fundraising chairman for Trump's re-election campaign. Politics is what we've got here as well. So there's a lot of politics along with the racist comments that are involved with Mr. Ricketts himself. I just don't see how he gets even gets a sniff, to be honest. Not going to lie. We move on from that. What else have we got? Mr. Bowes Consortium would provide long-term funding for Chelsea, including the redevelopment of Stamford Bridge, its academy, and its women's team. The sources said was Mark Kleiman from Sky News. That don't surprise me. I would expect most people, Pies, to do what they're doing. I don't get why that makes them any different to other owners. Does that make sense? Why would they not do the same?
Yeah, I mean, this is like the thing is like, how are you gonna decide who's being truthful or not? Because you're not just gonna rock up, bid for a franchise like Chelsea and just be like, oh yeah, you know, we're just putting some money forward. We want profits. You know what I mean? Like everyone's gonna say, yeah, we're gonna be competitive and all that. Like, what else would you say? You're not gonna win otherwise. How do they find out the liars? Like, how, you know what I mean? I guess that's why they've been employed, so they can judge how people talk and write and things, you know.
Clear Lake Capital has joined up with Todd Bowley's consortium. They have a rough 60 billion in assets. Fair enough. Good money. We've heard a lot of billions and hundreds and millions and whatever recently. So money is good, but it's actions speak louder than words. So we have to see what happens. Matt Law saying still waiting to hear if Coe and Broughton have something. We didn't talk about Coe and Broughton again. Have you heard much more about these players in terms of actually putting? I know they were thinking of putting a bid.
Sir Martin Broughton was the Liverpool chairman for like 10 months. He basically helped Liverpool survive, so that one was a no straight away from me. But supposedly they're both Chelsea fans. I don't know, like it's just another name in the hat, and I don't think they'll get seriously considered personally.
Yeah, I think it's definitely going to be a waiting game now as well. Matt Law is reporting on every single bid except Saudis. Yeah, because like we said, I don't think he has anyone that's linked to it. He can't really talk on it, but he's probably talking it from an outset of how he feels rather than what he's being told, is what I would probably say. And then like I said, you got Nizar Kinsella saying the complete opposite. So I'd say keep your minds open. Like I said, it doesn't mean that one person says saying you take it as gospel, guys. Why is the Western media so biased towards the Arabs bidding? They are very ignorant about Saudi bid. That's what Pradeep's saying. I don't know. Why would they be biased towards the Arab bidding? I don't know, mate. I don't know. No Tories, no Chelsea fans work. No Chelsea fans work Liverpool. Don't Coe the Tory or Broughton the Liverpool ex-chairman. Don't think means no. Early predictions. Bowley Consortium will be the new owners. And this is what we're going to do. We're getting to the end of some of Piers' tweets anyway, but I'm just going to finish off with the one 3 hours ago. It says Todd Bowley has provided proof to Rain he can become the new Chelsea owner in just 2 weeks. Oaktree Capital and Saudi Media Group have been linked with moves, but there was no words on either on Friday afternoon. That was obviously Matt Law tweeted. And then Piers said, I don't get it. Why do Rain worry so much about doing a fast sale? Nick Candy offers short-term funds, even if he wasn't the owner. So in that case, a quick sale isn't important. You're right. Why is a quick sale important? It's like they're trying to sort the short term rather than worrying about the long term. So I don't get the build up around that. Whoever you pick as an owner, if they have to financially back the club because it's struggling through this period, they're going to do that. But what I'm trying to get at is what makes that different to any other owner? Is what I'm trying to understand.
Yeah, I'm just spot on. Like it's, don't know what else to say really.
I just said it, didn't I? Yeah. just answered it for you. Do you know what I mean? But Saudi media bid will be sent to Rain Group before the deadline. They are in good active dialogue and have been encouraged to proceed. We are waiting for that confirmation, though, Pies, aren't we? That was 2 hours ago. Obviously, Nizar Kinsella brought that out as well. You would expect maybe one more tweet just to say that bid is in now.
Yeah, I mean, he could even just be, because the thing is, right, analytically, if you think about it, Chelsea fans are going to be waiting, and then whenever it comes out, like that tweet is going to go crazy. So yeah, I think analytically it might be good just to wait a little bit, then drop it.
That's because you've got 80% or 90% of Chelsea fans praying.
Yeah, I mean, like, bro, he tweeted that it will be finalised. Got 7,000 likes. Imagine when don't want to say when. If he says it's been submitted, that's going to go crazy.
Can you imagine?
I mean, there's not even been official confirmation of if Bowley submit his bid yet, so I'm staying calm for now.
Yeah, yeah. We actually don't know who's actually officially bidded. Have we got anyone that's confirmed other than Ricketts?
No. I mean, even Nick Candy's one is not.
Oh my god, this is a brain killer. I thought we would have at least heard official bids going in before deadline. That's what I thought was going to happen, to be honest. It's not happened.
But the thing is, the media, they could go in and then it could because when transfers happen, right? So for example, let's just take a player like Koundé news, right? A lot of the latest updates for that are a few hours behind what's actually happening anyway. So, the Saudis could have submitted the bid an hour ago and then Nizar doesn't get it until a certain time, you know what I mean? especially if he's in contact with them, they might be busy or something. Same with Nick Candy. You might not be able to get to his spokesperson so quickly.
True, and it is a bit late in the evening. You might get a little comment later on at like 11 or 12 o'clock, like we usually do. Use lots of tweet blooming 24 hours, players. I remember like lying in bed thinking it's all over, and I was like, I'm just gonna look at my phone and see if there's any Chelsea news. And like 11:15 that night, it's like this breaking news about Saudi media. I'm just like, what the fuck's going on? It's 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what I
why it's been like, bro. Like, this has been crazy, and then like, I'll never forget last transfer window, bro. The Lukaku stuff. I was tracking his plane, and I found his plane, and you had like, the journalist Christophe Terreur, the Belgian guy.
Yeah.
He was like saying, "Well done, this is his flight," and I was like, "Oh my god, I've actually done it!" And it was just, it's a fucking madness. And then he pulls off this season, so yeah, hopefully next summer's better with good owners.
The one thing I would say, Sophia, is that it's never a dull day being a Chelsea fan, is it? There's always something happening with our football club. It doesn't matter what it is, whether it's Lukaku, whether it's... All right, this is new because we've never had this problem before, but there's always something, isn't there, with Chelsea? You're muted.
I was to say, this is the one good thing. This has taken all of like the heat off of Lukaku.
It's done Lukaku a favour. Lukaku's literally just had it taken away. Literally, Lukaku's been sitting on the bench, man. Like, he doesn't... I've got £100 million asset sitting on the bench. Honestly, I don't want to get into that. That's just something else for another day. Saudi Media Group's bid of 2.7 billion lodged at the start of the week was one of the first to go and is expected to be the biggest. Yeah, again, we know that. We haven't had it confirmed. We don't know if anyone else has put any bigger bids than that. We're waiting for more confirmation. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be getting it on this stream today, guys. I don't think it's going to be happening. But we'll keep bringing the news to you guys. And obviously, this is Piers. Look, his name's there, CFC Piers. Go and follow him as well. Just see if there's anything else. Spoke about Ricketts. That's it, Piers, isn't it?
You might have to update it. I don't know if I've posted anything more. I've posted stuff since then. Oh, only the Candy Consortium name, and then just saying it was sharp.
Oh, actually, do you know what? We got to show everyone that. There's some people who haven't seen it. It's 250 people here that probably don't even know this. Look,
100 comments on my tweet just laughing at it.
250 people, 250 live people. There you go. Nick Candy's consortium name, the Blue Football Consortium.
Such your dark vibes, bro. This guy's gonna sign like all English team. I just got bad vibes.
What the fuck?
That's something that John Terry would call it, and he wanted to build a team around Willian.
Rice, isn't it?
Like,
yeah, but I'd understand it if it was John Terry. You know what I mean? It's like, I'll take it. Like... This is Nick Candy. I don't know. He's definitely trying to get on with the fans, isn't he? That's what I'm going to say. He's definitely trying to get up with the fans on this one. Yeah.
He's trying to be down with the kids, isn't he?
He's trying.
He's trying to be cool.
The first comment explains everyone's feelings. Not just sit back.
Bid's deadline is shut. No, thanks, Nick. For Tory. Fuck's sake, Kai.
Just read the comments. It's hilarious. The reactions are...
I'm not understanding. Can't take the Candyman seriously. Did he appoint a 3-year-old for this name?
Candy Crush Man will take us back to the championship.
Candy Crush Man will take us back to the championship. He doesn't. He joins Chelsea's Trust Foundation or something. Oh my god, that stinks. Saudi leading. We want the Saudi Blues football instead. No, sir, not to me. It's soccer. Immense PR.
Chris is so funny. He's so funny with his comments.
I follow Chris. I do follow Chris.
Yeah, he's funny with his comments.
Rain shedding that pocket as soon as they get it. Yeah, do you know what I mean? We only want the Saudis. Nice PR. Everyone just thinks it's a really good PR move. It does look like a little bit.
The Blue London Lions. Someone put. We're probably going to get renamed the Blue London Lions. Oh my days.
Do you know what I mean? It'll be the the Blue London Lions.
Fucking hell.
Oh my dear. Nizar might be the fraud. I don't think that any of them are frauds. I know you want. It's like, do you know what the bad thing is, Piers? Is that whoever it ends up being, and whoever's been talking about it the most, will obviously get put in a big light. Oh, they were talking about it the most, but the one that didn't. So say it was Saudi Media Group that got put through. What happens to Matt Law's reputation? Do you know what I mean? Like, all the
But
time.
like this is the thing is like even if he nothing really because he's still people. You know, if he tweets an exclusive about Jules Koundé or something, everyone's gonna be like Matt Law and just go mental. So, you know, nothing's gonna change really, is it? So,
I don't think so. I don't think so. I
but
don't
if
think
it's Nazar and Saudis haven't bid, you know, people already in his comments saying you're finished if this doesn't happen. So.
It always swings around in circles, though. But people forget,
Yeah.
even the likes of Fabrizio Romano got things wrong.
Bro,
Massively
yeah,
wrong,
it's true.
you know?
But
People
I'm
need to just stop
taking those.
taking it serious. You know what I mean? Warning of the Mail article that was released at 9 p.m. was not one of the regular reporters, so I won't take it word to word. That's what CFC Daily's just put out 21 seconds ago, guys. What's he talking about?
Oh, I think no, I'm pretty sure it was just covering some of the stuff that was said last night. I don't know why everyone's tweeting about it.
I'm just seeing if there's anything else more before the window is closed. I just see your gif with the dog on Tunisia. I can see it. Well, yeah, we're waiting. We're literally waiting. I can't believe that guy tied himself with a cable tie around his neck on the post still. Like,
Bro, someone
Did you
said that's me. That's me if we get rickets or something like that. Like people are
yeah,
making memes out of it. So, oh god, yeah, something.
yeah, it is what it is. All right, I don't think there's anything more. I was going to open up the lines and just let some of these panel come on and just quickly have their say for the next 20 minutes or so as well. 20 minutes, half hours. So, Pies, I don't think there's much more to be said really, other than I will ask you one more question before if you can stay, but if you have to leave, leave. What does your gut feeling say?
You know what? I thought it since the start. I do think Todd Bowley will win, just because he was the first one to bid, and he bid in 2019, and I think he's got the stuff like non-executive board members that are Chelsea fans. Like his overall package seems to be not better than the Saudis, but obviously he has that experience of running the Dodgers. And if you look at the Dodgers compared to the other American owners that bid, like his team have actually been successful, even though he's only got 20% ownership. Like when he first joined them, he spent 134 million on two players. He's retained one of the players for like 150 million or something stupid. So he does spend money.
Spurs fan, no Pies. Spurs fan.
I don't think he is. I think the other guy is.
I know the other guy is. I know
Yeah,
the other guy is.
but like
it's
he will just be to develop the stadium. Like as far as I know, it's Bowley who's going to be running. Like he's going to be the
and
owner.
he's got an 87-year-old pensioner with him as well.
Yeah, that's I don't know why he's involved. I just think that's my gut feeling is he wins, but I want the Saudis to win, and if they have bid, I believe their bid will be the highest. I don't see anyone about bidded the Saudis. I'll be very surprised.
Do you know
Very,
what?
very
Well, other than the Koreans, they seem to have a lot of money if they wanted to play around.
Yeah,
with it.
potentially,
Yeah.
but I think as well. I read something which was like if certain bids were really close, they may give like an option for one more bid, and if that's the case, then I don't know, man. Like the Saudis just don't like losing in general as well. Like they're very, you know what I mean?
This is a competition, isn't it? You're right.
Yeah, it's a competition to them. They don't like losing. Like it's facts. So we'll see. Hopefully, they become the new Chelsea.
Well,
owners.
listen, one of the guys that's the main guy that's leading that is a Chelsea fan. So if they don't like losing, it's not like we're getting someone that's buying us that doesn't have that emotional connection. He's just a financial powerhouse. He's got the financial powerhouse behind him, and he has the emotional connection to the football club. So he must be pushing.
I do believe there's maybe one or two bids that we don't know about that just haven't got leaked at all. So we'll see.
100%. I agree with what you're saying as well on that one. Yeah, look, Todd Bowley, if it is him, I don't know how people will feel. A lot of people in the chat are putting the sick faces. They're not interested on that one, I tell you. A no-loss mentality is the best, is what Ads is saying as well. Winner all Saudi, smash the like button. Yeah, Pies, there's not much else to say, mate. If you do get any breaking, please let me know. I'll only be on for another 20 minutes or so, or jump back on just to quickly tell us. But yeah,
I mean,
if you
I'll
want.
stay on. I'll stay on, bro, and just
All right,
listen
okay,
to
cool.
people.
All right, fair enough. Cool. Pies is going to stay. Links in the chat. Sophia wants, if she's there still, Sophia, you want the Saudis, didn't you? What's your gut feeling, though? What's your gut feeling? Who do you think is actually going to be?
I don't know. Yeah, I have just this really bad feeling it is going to be Nick Candy.
Really?
I don't want it to be, but I just have this really horrible feeling it will be him. I don't know if it's because he's been like rubbing shoulders with Boris, but I don't know. I'm like just crossing everything for the Saudis, but
he's a Tory boy as well, isn't he, Nick Candy? So he has got that. He's got that connection, isn't he, with the gov and that, so no problems in terms of funds and whatever else. I'm sure they'll skip past that pretty quickly. The only thing they will check is obviously the South Korean woman's money. It's a lot of money and a lot of assets, isn't it, if that's what she's bringing to the table. But why would the UK government want to turn away so much funds? Like, you wouldn't. If you're England and you're the British government, you want the richest billionaires investing their money in this country. That's the way I see it. But especially with stadiums and things like that as well. So there's a lot.
I mean, come on, we're like the main, pride of London, pride of England, basically.
Exactly that. Right, we have got. We did have someone who's going to come on, guys. If you want to join, the link's there. I've put it up there. Usually, I have about 20 people in by now, trying to all get in. So it's up to you guys. If you want to come on and have a quick conversation with us, you can do.
I have to go, so that'll be one space free.
It's all right. All right, Sophia. Well, thank you as
always. For feed my cat.
Coming in anyway, and like I said, make sure you come on a bit more for the match reactions and the ratings and stuff.
I will try. I'll try and come on tomorrow if I can.
All right. Well, 3:00, yeah, if you want to join. So come and join us if you're around. No problem. All right. I'll see you in a bit, Sophia. Take care. See you later, Sophia. Take care. Bye. Right. So we've got Matty. Matty, what are you saying?
How you doing? You all right, boys? Okay.
All good, mate. All good. So come on then. What's your thoughts? I mean, there wasn't much that went on, but what's your overall thoughts on the scenario?
I mean, I agree with Price on everything, to be quite honest with you. We just don't know who we will get, to be honest with you. I mean, let's put it this way. There's bids that have probably gone in yet that we're not aware of. They've probably, there's going to be meetings about it, with apparently the supporters trust will apparently voice their opinions or whatever. And you've got to think about it this way. As much as I want the Saudi media group, I kind of have to agree. As much as I don't want it, and I don't want an American owner, if we're laboured with kind of more or less gagged to have an American owner, I'd rather have Boyley than anybody else, to be quite honest with you, because the Ricketts family are full of racists. Johnson's not much better. I mean, he sucks bloody Trump's dick for a living. So I'd rather have, if I'm honest, out of the three evils, I'd rather have Bowley than the other two.
Fair enough. But your pick is the Saudi group, isn't it? That's who you want.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah. I mean, I don't want CBB's Nick Candy to flipping well take over.
The Blue Consortium. Oh
yeah, flaming hell, man. What was he thinking?
He's just trying to do everything right. Like with Sky Sports, he came out and was saying that the fans should have should be involved in what goes on at Chelsea, and he'll do that. And it's that I don't know. He just feels like a yes man, doesn't he? He's always like trying to do the right thing all the time. Like, yeah, no problem. Nick Candy.
I think sometimes yes men though are very dangerous to have, and and they're not that good for business. So tread with caution with that one, and not just that. It's like I said with the last bidder that he was with the last time. What is this woman getting from him? That's what you've got to remember. What is she getting out of it? So, you've got to be careful who he's bringing in. It's the same with the Bowley deal. They're bringing in all these consortiums and all that sort of thing. What are they getting out of it? So just tread carefully. That's the one thing I would have said to everybody else, is just tread carefully with it, because it's just it's a minefield, definitely.
So we've got some news here from Talk Chelsea. Vine is our Kinsella, Piers.
Not true.
Saudi media's bid has been finalised and set through to the Rain Group. Original reports of 3.5 billion euros is said to be true. Is this true?
No, he's not tweeted it. He got
why,
forwarded by someone.
Why is someone with that massive?
Yeah, you see below, he got trolled. Dylan, look.
Oh, is that the Dylan thing? Is it?
By a fake Nazar, yeah. People will fall for anything.
Oh my god, man! Why do people send me this stuff? Someone messaged me that as well. Why would you message me?
Not guilty, Jem. Not guilty.
You know what I mean? Why would you send me that? 200 people are all thinking, "Oh my god, there it is, 3.5 billion." But anyway, we move. Dan, what you saying?
What are you saying, boys? All good?
All good, my man. All good. How are you?
I'm good, my friend. I'm good. Yeah, this man, I want the Saudis. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think we need capital at Chelsea. I mean, I think I'm not a big fan of having a club run by multiple amount of people, if you know what I mean, or like a group of people, because then, you know what I mean. Like, it just, for me, it doesn't make me feel comfortable. So I'd much rather one person owning it and then investing their own money into it, if you know what I mean, rather than having like 20 men come along and then you bring your cousin, then you bring your nephew to put some money in, and then you ask from your grandma some peas as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, asking money from everyone to just buy the club, and then you can't even, if you feed someone, do you know what I mean? Like, you need to have money, bruv. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a big football club. We can't go back to what we used to be. I mean, I don't mind. I'm a Chelsea fan. It doesn't matter. But I'm saying, like, in this stage where we are right now, we need someone that can invest and keep us going the way we are going. Do you agree or not really?
I think it's going to be very hard to find. I think we need to find someone that's going to take us in that right. Because what you got to bear in mind is that Romans set the foundations. The foundations are there, right? So whoever does take over, the wise thing to do would just to be come in, oversee how it's set up, understand it, learn from the people that are there, and then at a later stage, you can implement your own ideas, this, that, and the other. But I think you can continue what we currently have in terms of module, but at the same time, I still think that we can also improve on it, because when you look at, I keep saying it's the scouting department, it's not good enough. We know it's not good enough. There's areas that ain't pretty with it. We don't know if Marina's going to stay once Roman's, once Roman's officially gone, he's gone anyway. But we don't know how long Marina's going to stay as well, which is another thing. We need another key negotiator at the football club. But there's a lot of things that does need to be sorted by these new owners that come in. But at the same time, there's some things that should actually stay as well, rather than, come in and completely kavump everything and try and do your own thing, which I don't think they'll do.
The one thing that worries me, and I used to be a musician for a living, and I actually spoke to a singer-songwriter, and this was back when I was doing ghostwriting for different people, and he taught me a very valuable saying, and it was, music is hard and bands are hard because you're involving people, and it's the same when it comes to a consortium. You're having to deal with multiple people, and if Tuchel wants a certain player, then it has to go through every Tom, Dick and Harry before they start putting in a bid, which is a bit worrying, really. If we're after somebody like Jules Koundé, for example, who is now being targeted by the likes of Madrid and Barcelona, I mean, we've just probably lost too many as well now, so it's a dangerous game. Oh, isn't it?
That news about Tchouaméni being signed by, was it Real Madrid? That was confirmed as being false. But
okay. Jem, who do you want? Who would you rather take over the club?
I don't want the Ricketts, obviously. I think we can all agree that we want to stay away from them. But for me, I keep saying it, like, I just want the right person to come in with the right intentions. Like, for me, it doesn't matter where they're from. For me, it's understanding their project, understanding what they're going to bring to this football club moving forward, because that's the most important thing. It's not about the short term. It's about the long term. It's the stadium. It's global marketing. It's, how can we grow more as a brand, not just that keep us elite on the pitch. You know, keep us fighting for Premier League, keep us winning Champions League, keep us, you know, it's having just the right intentions in place. And I think that's going to be very hard for Rain Group to fully understand from the beginning. And that's why I keep saying about guarantees. And I know there was talks about Roman wanting guarantees from whoever the new owners are that were going to come in to make sure that Chelsea, once he passes his baby on, was still going to be looked after, and not in the full same manner as Roman, because from the emotional aspects, you're not going to get that from him. You're not going to get that. I don't think you're going to have that emotional connection that we had, like that Roman had with the fans. I don't see that happening. But from a financial standpoint, just be there, just back us, keep us competitive. If we want Tchouaméni and there's Real Madrid and Barcelona in for it, allow us to compete still. Don't fiddle away and worry about your pockets or show no intentions in strengthening the squad. You know, that's the kind of things we need, I think. But
that's what worries me about American owners, because as soon as you say American owners, you only have to look at the likes of Arsenal, Burnley, Manchester United. They're all American, and they all franchise everything, and they take more out the club than they putting in, and that's a worrying standpoint, really. We want somebody that's going to put more into the club rather than taking out. So, and it's a competitive thing as well. So
this CFC Saudi fans page, Pies, they always keep just doing that, don't they? Dollar signs and ticks. Like, do they know something we don't know? How legit is this CFC fans Saudi fans page?
I spoke to them privately, and they basically said that the bid has gone in, but I don't know. I trust them a little bit, but not that much. If you get what I mean, it's more. I mean, coincidentally, they'd actually been away from Twitter for quite a few months, and they came back as soon as this Saudi stuff came out. So I don't know if they're just after some followers or likes or whatever. But
yeah, but when I look at their comments, it's always just like that. Like, there's nothing. I know obviously they do write certain things, but when it comes to Chelsea, I always just see dollar signs and tick signs,
yeah,
and they're not saying anything. They're just giving us the same reprimand sort of thing, like as if they know something, but they can't tell us what it is, as if to say. So I don't know. Again, we'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens. But we've got BK here. BK, how you doing, mate? You all right? You're muted.
Fine.
There you go.
Yeah, fine.
Good, mate. Good. What's your thoughts on the whole situation?
I really don't know. I would read what's going on around for the month. What happened to Roman and everyone in the club. We have been doctors in history of our club. And then 15 years, when I support this club, I'll be enjoying it myself in my life, in my family too. Not gonna do all times after the tour like a Lampard, Dropper, or all of that. And then until we want to get all the trophies, and we can't get all. But until the March, I feel so for Roman, man. About Marina, if she's not gonna stay, if we hate on her or not, but Saudi we can't get it. Not reckons, not reckons. Screw them. Stick to my stomach. You know why? All the Americans, they go destroy Arsenal. My cast destroyed Newcastle. Oh, this is for England anyway. From England.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, right. I think you've got your settings on where you automatically adjust your mic. Your mic is automatically adjusting itself. So if you just click on the,
you keep coming and going.
if you press the settings in the middle, take off adjusting automatic adjustment, then it should be normal.
Yeah, wear AirPods. That's why I wear AirPods.
Yeah, but the AirPods don't work with StreamYard. They always do that, to be fair. Yeah.
Yeah, try adjusting it slightly.
Yeah, it doesn't matter anyway. Yeah, I'll still talk though.
No problem. So yeah, no, I feel your annoyance with the whole thing of what's happening with Roman.
Wasted. I can't have the wasted on my Chelsea football club. That's no way. I can't have this shit.
No, I hear you, mate. I hear you.
I can't have this shit with Wody, Reckons, Todd, all of that. No. If they are, Rudiger, Kante, CH, will leave. They do like the religions. I can't allow them. I never allow them. Please.
So you just basically don't want no American. So I'm assuming you want Saudis, right? That's what you want.
About Nick Candy. If Nick Candy's, I don't know.
He's got the,
No,
but
I
he's
don't
got the
care.
blue consortium, man. He's got the blue consortium. What's wrong with that? That's what he's called it, the blue consortium.
I don't know with that. If he's Americans, I promise you, I love this club. I will go to retire as a Chelsea fan. To be honest, we can't have the Americans in Chelsea. There's no way.
Yeah. Fair enough, mate. Fair enough. I hear what you're saying. I hear your stress. A lot of people feel like you in the chat, actually. Always saying no to Americans. T1 with a donation says, I want Saudis so we can build a city-like foundation.
Big
sick.
one, man. Yeah, man.
I'm also sick of the whole Chelsea stuff that and team owner would
Rival
shut the
fans,
haters up.
Gavin
Is what he's
Level,
saying
Jamie
as well.
Carragher's been idiots in their brain.
Big up to T1 for the donation as well on that one. Thank you very much. Hassan, what have you got to say, mate?
I mean, well, what could we say, man? There's a lot of situations, man. We just gotta pray and hope that these billionaires are not dodgy or they're not bullshitting what they're saying. I mean, let's be honest. Half of them we knew half of them were bullshitting in terms of putting bids in and all of that. It was just PR statements. Todd concerns me because this guy was like trying to get random billionaires. 1 minute he was getting a Spurs fan. When he got backlash, he got another one. When he's got backlash because of that, he's getting another one. So it's just screaming PR for me.
What is this? 1 second, Hassan. 1 second, 1 second. What is this, Pies? What is this?
Another troll.
Is that another troll?
Yeah, it's a troll.
Look at the
That's not a tick. There's no tick next to it.
Yeah, but it says 45. Why has this guy got so many followers? Fuck's sake.
Bro, he's trolled everyone.
These trolls, bruv, man. I swear. They got nothing better to do. I see Pies. He has about 20 different Pies accounts now. And I'm just like, every time I get up, I think it's Pies. I have to check the blimmin' followers now on my phone. It's ridiculous.
Anyway, back to banana, it's fine. So back to what I was saying. Yeah, Todd was pimping out random billionaires to come in, and the Blues Football Consortium. Man, come on, man. What can you say? What can you do, man? Bro, I promise you, yeah, this man, yeah, will get someone richer than himself, and he'll only buy like 20% of Chelsea, because that's what he do. He bought like 20% of previous other football clubs. So Jim's getting trolled. But the Ricketts family, I mean, the Ricketts family are just as controversial. Like, yes, they're rich. Yes, they got like 20-something billion. But correct me if I'm wrong, didn't they thought all these American owners, aren't they all politically funding, what's it called, the American government and stuff? The same thing that Roman gets accused of. I mean, football should stay away from politics, but the last thing I want, whereas I know it's going to sound, I think it may sound slightly hypocritical in the future, but so far the Saudi media group are not linked with the government in terms of they're not proven yet to be with the government, while everyone else is politically either funding or are with the government. And apparently, from what I've heard, the 4 serious buyers, including Saudi, all 3 out of the 4, excluding the Saudis, right, all have funded the Tories. And if the government do have a say, well, to be honest, the rumors of the government, you just squashed it for me, is all false or picking. Apparently, Roman still has a say according to Mark Law. So thank God for that, because if it was the government, they'd pick anyone that politically funds the Tories, and they'd likely pick the Ricketts family. And that's the last thing we want. We don't want our brand image. And because let's be honest, bro, the Rivals fans always say that we're a racist club, this, and that, bro. We're just going to end up getting a racist owner, and that's the last thing I want.
Well, yeah. This is a comment from Mail Online Sports saying Chelsea's bidding window closes as 4 offers are set to be whittled down to shortlist of 4 potential new owners. As offers are set to be set for
so I assume them 4 are the 4, including Saudis.
They've been saying that for a while. I don't think they know much about the Saudi bid. They've gone for Nick Candy, Bowley, the Korean woman, and the Ricketts. But who knows, man? Who honestly knows? we have to wait.
I think with Roman especially. Sorry, Jem. I think Roman, even though he's built up a legacy, I don't think he'd be stupid enough to sell it to somebody like the Ricketts family, who have been known for having racist views. I mean, he's built up a legacy, so I mean, he's not going to have it tarnished, and he's not going to have his own name tarnished by his own supporters. So I think, realistically, as much as Ren probably might like the idea of what Ricketts may provide, that dirty laundry has been brought out worldwide now. So I think that's probably something.
But Marty, he may be, we don't know the situation, but he may be in a situation where, like what the Americans had, Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton, both as bad as each other, pick the lesser evil. Like, he might be in that situation for all we know. We don't know whose bids got accepted, who are the final four. Never know. We never know, because everything's going to be kept in the dark, and we won't know till the end of the season, or at least 10 days from now.
But let's be honest, though. If Roman's going to staying in this, he's definitely going to choose someone that he can see keeping the future of Chelsea the way he was envisioning while he was there. So, I think there should be a positive in this. I don't think we should be too worried, but we'll see. I just want to own her so I can go to the games and buy tickets. That's it.
Jem, can I ask Pies a question?
Go on, mate. If he's still there.
Pies, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
The Wall Street Journal had tweeted the other day that they'd frozen Roman Abramovich's American assets. Would you think that probably tilts a little bit out of the Americans' favour, and also his jet is also being targeted as well by Americans as well. So the Americans are looking to sanction him as well now. So do you think he might just say, "Screw the lot of you, I'm going to go to Saudi Arabia"?
Well, that'd be beautiful, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
No, I mean, it certainly could take an impact. I think they've seized one of his. What was it? One of his. God, I forgot now. What did they seize? They've seized something. One of his jets. That's it. They seized his private jet. The Americans, and they're calling for more. So yeah, I actually thought that earlier.
That is you, isn't it?
Yeah, that's me. Yeah, I was going to say that after. So his bid's in, but no, yeah, I do think there could be something we could see, Matty, for sure. But it's just so hard to tell, because I think obviously Roman's going to get a say in things, but at the end of the day, he has employed Rain Group, and if Rain do believe one of the Americans is obviously a really good option, then he's going to listen to them. So yeah, we'll see.
Isn't that a bit worrying then, that they might just say, "Do you know what? We agree with all the American bids. We'll put the American bids forward." Do you think that's a bit worrying? It's almost like a conflict of interest.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if all the bids that were sort of the preferred bidders were American. I mean, Todd Bowley, I think, has a definitely good chance. I don't think the Ricketts get put forward just because of everything that's happened lately.
Hey, for the memes, Conor McGregor in.
Yeah, I think Nick Candy has a good chance just because, Chelsea supporter, he has the government links, he's got backing behind him from big South Koreans now. And I think Saudis get put forward if they have put the bid in, but awaiting confirmation on that. It looks like, we just got Candy's confirmation, so hopefully we get something from Lizzo.
There we go. Well, obviously got this confirmation from Nick Purell saying that Nick Candy's bid is in. It's more than 2 billion. It's weird that some people are now saying, "Oh my God, Nick Candy's bid's coming before the Saudi Arabians." We don't know that. We don't know when or what. It's just confirmation that Nick Candy has put in a 2 billion bid.
And to be fair, a lot of the Saudi secretaries, they do their businesses in silent. Like, I mean, when Newcastle were getting taken over, they only found out like a few weeks before it was actually happening.
I think it's quite ironic, actually, that the Premier League all came together and they said that they would be a bit upset that if we have more money than them, it's an advantage to us. If we overwrite the account, if the £1 billion debt or whatever is squashed, then it's an unfair advantage. And it just goes to show you that the Premier League have just exposed themselves, and some of the clubs especially, that it wasn't all about the war in Ukraine. It was just about how we're run as a club, and then we were targeted. It was just such a. It reminded me of that.
Do you want to know what the funny thing is? They complain about how rich it is, but they let a Saudi family worth 1.4 trillion take over Newcastle.
I mean, where's the consistency there? But it is what it is, man. There's nothing we can do. I think it's out of the Premier League's hands to some extent of who's our owner is now. It's based on the government, the licensing, and as well as Roman.
Well, we might be in luck there because Boris is off to Saudi Arabia to try and get more oil. So you know,
he came back empty-handed, unfortunately.
That's a shame.
Yeah, he's already been.
This is what we all want to see, right?
Bro, surely Nazar's just going to come out with. I guess he's trying to get confirmation.
I reckon he's timing it, players. I reckon he's timing it. He knows. He's
Let's
going to do it.
right.
He's going to do it at 12 o'clock tonight when everyone's asleep.
Can I ask a question?
God.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, bro.
How long do you think it will take for everyone to know who do you think it will take a long time to decide who's going to be the owner, or is it like
no,
thing?
they're gonna get it done within a few weeks, but we won't know until end of season. Well, supposedly, yep. But I got a feeling it will be leaked way before the end of season.
No, we will know.
We will know.
Someone
will leak it.
They're basically deciding over the weekend, supposedly, sitting down looking at all the offers.
There you go.
Yeah, we way before the end of the season, bro. We should know by next week who they've picked.
No, but they're gonna try keeping it secret, but someone will spill the beans.
Nah, they can't keep it secret. There's too many journalists nowadays.
They have to release it because it's affect the club. Look, we can't even go to games. We can't buy tickets. We can't do anything. It has to be sorted as soon as possible.
Pies, do you think it's a load of rubbish that Bowley was saying that we could get the deal done before the Brentford deal?
No, I generally believe him. I think that supposedly they've even got more money than they think it takes to buy Chelsea. So I do believe him, to be honest with you. I think they can. Most Americans should be able to get it fast-tracked. I mean, he's got, people in the background that supposedly don't have any problems, so...
Yeah. Do you not think that the Saudi could do the same?
I've always said about the Saudis is that I personally think because they have private Saudi backers as well, that the Premier League are going to have to prove that where the source of money is coming from. If it's linked to the PIF and Newcastle, then obviously there's problems there. Government ties, you can't have the PIF effectively owning or funding Chelsea when they own Newcastle.
Newcastle, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so that's why I think it will take more time for the Saudis. Hence why they are my personal favourites, but I don't think they are favourites because Reign have always stressed that they want a quick sale, so everything can be blown over, the restrictions can be lifted. That's why I think Bowley gets in, because he has everything in place. He has already decided board members. He has the money. And he's tried to bid for Chelsea, and he owns a sports team that, unlike the other Americans, has actually been pretty successful. So that's why I think
he part owns it. He part owns it to some extent. For all we know, he could only buy 20% of Chelsea, like what he did with his others.
Yeah, we'll have to see how much percent goes to Hunter Weiss. But again, I said this before. He owns 20% of LA Dodgers, yet by only owning 20%, he still forked out £134 million of his own money for two players, and he only owns 20%. Like, that shows dedication. And all these interviews, bro, I've watched all these interviews. Winning, I want to win. We need the structure. If the fans as well, like he ticks all the right boxes, but for me, his partners don't. Like, why is an 86-year-old involved in Chelsea?
Well, are you surprised that him and Nick Candy didn't link up?
A little bit, yeah. But I don't know why, bro. I feel like this Nick Candy's got a bit of an ego. So I think that could clash with Bolu because they're kind of like the big heads, and
they want to be the main spear, didn't they?
Yeah, I think Nick Candy's spokesperson said that he doesn't want to be involved with a Tottenham fan, which was quite funny as well. So,
so we've got this comment here saying, "What's the process after the owner is selected? Do we need approval from all the Premier League owners before takeover? Educate me."
I mean, to some extent, the big six, like with the Saudis, I think the big six would have some sort of. I mean, they're not meant to have an influence, but I think they would challenge. Like, they will probably say to the Premier League officials, check them properly, do this, and that. If someone filthy rich comes in, like, I don't know, that consortium with 60 billion net worth, is he part of the bidding war as well?
whoever that person was.
Yeah, CFC Daily's asking Nick Pirrell about the Nick Candy bid, and he's saying, where has he found the money from? Obviously, you'd think it's the South Korean company, wouldn't you,
Yeah.
in regards to Nick Candy? I
Mm.
wouldn't think anyone else.
Excuse me, can I ask a question?
Go on.
What is Nick Candy do on of Arcom? What he's going to do with South Korea?
I mean, she
I'm
probably
actually just
pump the
seeing
money in.
as well, Jem. Apparently,
Yeah.
tech billionaires and Silicon Valley from the USA are involved with Candy. Now, I don't like this because that's now 4 people, so I'm completely off Candy. That's too many
Yeah,
people.
it's too
for me.
much, isn't it? It is too
Too
much.
much.
I would have
I
said
know,
3.
I know.
Three's enough for me.
Yeah.
It's enough. It's enough for him. 3 billion is enough for him. For Nick Candy.
Can I ask a question to everyone?
Go on.
Do you guys think that this transition from buyers is going to make a bigger difference than the Abramovich era, or do you think, like, what do you think and what do you hope, sort of thing?
I mean, it could go either way. It could go positive or negative. I mean, it depends on. I mean, for my opinion, what scares me is the most. Yeah, if they do a bank loan, that would scare. Like, I think that would scare the whole lot of us, because that's the reason why, like, a lot of these teams fell out, like, competitiveness. It depends what they mean by competitiveness. Is their version competitiveness top 4 and at least, I don't know, making it to Champions League semis or something like that, or is it winning trophies? We just don't know the intentions, and the
Yeah.
rest could probably answer.
There's a lot of say.
Okay.
There's an old saying. There's an old saying. You put your money where your mouth is, and if they're willing to put their money where their mouth is, then we'll be a successful team. With the first team men's, the youth team, and the women's team. You know, you've got to remember you've got 3 teams there. Now, if he's willing to invest in all 3, and we're going to be the best, like Roman's done, then we'll be great. We'll be buzzing. But this is one thing I've always said. Every single owner, every single bidder will be judged by whatever they do. Even when they get the keys, eventually they'll be judged. And you know, within even the first few months of being there, they'll be judged because they've got a huge legacy, almost like a shadow to live up to. So you know, Roman has made it easy for them. So you've just got to remember that.
Well, they've got to renew contracts, haven't they? That's one of the bigger things they've got to sort out. You know?
Not even. I don't think they'll be able to set foot in Roman's legacy, man. Because that's way too big.
It doesn't. It's not following continue Roman's legacy. It's about coming in and doing the right things, and then getting to the summer and then showing your intentions by backing Tuchel. If there's one person after all of this that's been going on that deserves the backing after everything's been through, is Thomas Tuchel, man. Like,
yeah, 100%.
And we've got to keep him. He's the key. I keep saying it. He's the key to this football club moving forward and the project that we may move forward with. We've got the manager. Roman's gift, one of Roman's biggest gifts was leaving us with Thomas Tuchel at the end of it. You know, so I would say.
And with Lukaku.
Yeah, and Lukaku.
I mean that makes it even worse. Roman's last signing of a player was Romelu Lukaku when he was at highest.
Jesus Christ, that's sad. From all the guys we came through.
He's here to stay, guys.
Honestly, how you doing, mate? You alright?
He's so determined.
Yes. Yeah, go on behind you. What do you want to say, mate?
Of course, again, as you just said that, Tuchel is the key. And he doesn't want to leave the club. He wants to raise the club.
Yeah.
Exactly. So let's see how much, because, there was some news coming that other clubs are also looking for him, but he's just having those press conferences and making it more and more clear that he's going to be here.
Yeah, I hear you. I do hear you. Guys, I need to finish off. It's nearly 2 hours long. Me and Pies have been sitting here for 2 hours. We're getting bored talking about the bits now. I mean, we've tried to give as much information to you guys as possible all the way through the show. I will be back tomorrow at 3:00. There may be more news again. We are going to be previewing the Middlesbrough game for that. I won't be doing a reaction show because I won't be around tomorrow evening. So I'll give you the preview show just before the game kicks off at 5:15. So make sure you're around for that as well. You never know, if Pies is not doing anything, he might come on with some news to share before we do the preview. If he's around, maybe, who knows? But we'll see what happens. But big up to everyone that joined in today, including Sophia, Matty, BK, Hassan, Behind the Hoodie, and KRB. Big up to all of you. Make sure you check out Pies on Twitter, guys. CFC Pies. You know where you can find them as well. And I will be back tomorrow. So yeah, and we'll learn more. This week ahead is a big week for Chelsea Football Club, and let's hope that the right owner is picked to continue on from what Roman's done so well as well. So big up everyone. Take care of yourselves, and we'll be back
And again,
tomorrow.
guys.
Peace
Over.
out.
All right.